She said it so calmly, like it was nothing. I'm pregnant with your brother's baby. Deal with it. Her voice was level, her hand steady as she stirred her coffee. The spoon clinked against the mug in a rhythm that suddenly felt unbearable. For a few seconds, I honestly thought I'd misheard. My mind scrambled to twist her words into something less cruel, something I could survive. But they didn't change. They just hung there, heavy, poisonous, final. I felt my jaw tighten. The kitchen was filled with ordinary sounds, the hum of the fridge, the tick of the clock, the faint buzz of a world that hadn't fallen apart yet. When I finally spoke, my voice sounded strange to me. What did you just say? She didn't even blink. You heard me. I smiled, not because it was funny, but because I didn't know what else to do. Congratulations, I said. My voice was too calm, too quiet, as if it belonged to someone else entirely. Inside, something split open, slowly, painfully, like ice cracking beneath my feet. For a moment, neither of us moved. Sunlight poured through the window, soft and golden, mocking the wreckage between us. She folded her arms, her tone defensive. You're not even going to ask why? I looked at her, the woman I used to love so easily, the one who used to laugh at old movies, fall asleep on my chest, whisper stupid inside jokes that only we got. Now she was just a stranger wearing her face. Would it matter? I asked. Her lips quivered. It wasn't supposed to happen. That line, so rehearsed, so empty, broke something else inside me. Every late-night text, every sudden girls' night out, every time she pulled her phone away when I walked in, it all made sense now. I doubted myself, blamed paranoia. I called it trust. But what I'd really given her was space. And that's all we had left now. I stood. The chair scraped sharply against the floor. How long? She hesitated. A few months. Does he know? Her eyes dropped. He does. The room tilted. My brother. My best man. The guy who knew every secret, every story from our childhood. The person I would have trusted with my life. I see, I said, voice cold and distant. So what was this, something you two planned? She shook her head quickly. No. It just happened. That's what people say, I muttered, when they've run out of excuses. Her eyes filled with tears. Please don't look at me like that. I made a mistake. A mistake. I repeated. That's what you call sleeping with my brother. That's what you call carrying his child. She reached out to me, but I stepped back. The distance between us felt like miles. You said you loved me. I do love you, she said, her voice trembling. It just got complicated. I almost laughed at that word. Complicated. A pretty way to dress up a betrayal. I turned to the window. Outside, life went on. Kids playing, dogs barking, delivery trucks humming past. The world didn't care that mine had stopped. You know what hurts most? I said quietly. He'll never have to apologize. I'll be the one who looks bitter if I can't move on. I'll be the one swallowing this for the sake of family peace. She looked small, guilty. I'll end it with him. I'll fix this. You can't fix this, I said simply. Silence filled the room. Then she whispered, I didn't mean to hurt you. People never mean to, I replied. She cried quietly, shoulders shaking. I wanted to hate her, but I couldn't. Not completely. Love doesn't vanish cleanly. It lingers like smoke, even after the fire's gone out. Finally, I said, I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to beg. I'm just done. She shook her head, panicked. You don't mean that. I do. She stepped forward, desperate. We can work through this. No, I said, my voice steady. You already made your choice. Now I'm making mine. The words hung heavy between us. I walked past her into the bedroom, the same room where we'd once talked about our future. Now it just felt like a graveyard of promises. I opened the closet and started packing, slowly, methodically. She stood at the doorway, crying. Please don't. Leave. I need you. I paused. You needed me before, I said softly. Now you just don't want to be alone. When I zipped the suitcase, it sounded like closure. At the door, I turned one last time. Tell my brother, I said, congratulations. He finally took something from me I can't get back. Her sobs followed me down the hall, but I didn't stop. The sunlight outside was harsh, almost blinding, but it felt cleaner than the air I'd been breathing. I got in the car and drove away. I didn't look back, except once in the rearview mirror. She was standing at the window, hand pressed to the glass. There was no anger left, no satisfaction, just a hollow, aching quiet where love used to live. That night, I checked into a small motel far from home. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at nothing, feeling the full weight of everything that had collapsed. Not just her, not just him, but the version of my life I thought was real. And as the silence wrapped around me, I realized something had frozen inside that morning. Something that no apology, no time, no tears would ever bring back.